Nearly 10 million pensioners will no longer get winter fuel payments, Rachel Reeves has announced. The Chancellor said the Lifeline taxpayer-funded payouts will only be awarded to those eligible for pension credit or other means-tested benefits. She said she was angry at having to make the swingeing cut as she blamed the £22 billion Tory black hole in public finances. Furious campaigners have branded it a targeted attack on the elderly and warned it will increase pensioner poverty. And money-saving expert Martin Lewis said the group who now qualify is too narrow. But it was branded a sensible choice by the head of economic think tank the Institute for Fiscal Studies, IFS. Those who are eligible for means-tested payments will continue to receive them, Ms. Reeves said. The Chancellor told the Commons, "I am making the difficult decision that those not in receipt of pension credit or certain other means-tested benefits will no longer receive the winter fuel payments. The government will continue to provide fuel payments with £200 for households receiving pension credit, or £300 to households in receipt of pension credit, with someone over the age of 18. Let me be clear, this is not a decision I wanted to make, it was among a string of savings announced in a bad-tempered Commons announcement." She branded the Tories grossly irresponsible as she repeated, "If we can't afford it, we can't do it." In the winter of 2021-22, 11.3 million payments were made. Winter fuel payments were introduced in 1997 to help pensioners pay their heating bills. It is an annual tax-free subsidy of between £100 and £300. Economist Paul Johnson, director of the IFS, estimated this would save around £1.5 billion a year. He branded it a sensible choice. The Chancellor, who has been in office for just over 3 weeks, said the government is committed to the triple lock, which protects state pensions. Ms. Reeves said she and Work and Pensions Secretary Liz Kendall would bring forward the administration of pension credit and housing benefits to make sure people aren't slipping through the gaps. She pledged to work with charities for older people. At a Treasury press conference, Ms. Reeves defended limiting winter fuel payments to benefit recipients while hiking junior doctors' pay. The Chancellor said, "The cost of not settling the pay dispute has real costs as well." She said cancelled appointments as a result of strikes affects everybody in society, but perhaps the oldest members of our society are affected the most. She added, "I also understand why Age UK are disappointed. It's not an easy decision to announce that winter fuel payment would only go to people receiving pension credit. But it's the right decision in the circumstances in which we find ourselves to ensure that pension credit continues to go to the poorest pensioners." Following the announcement, money-saving expert founder Mr. Lewis warned it would have a terrible impact. He said, "Many pensioners eke out the £100 to £300 winter fuel payments to allow them to keep some heating on through the cold months." While Therese an argument for ending its universality due to tight national finances, it's being squeezed to too narrow a group, just those on benefits and pension credit. Yet again, those just above the thresholds will be hardest hit. He said the government must now ensure that around 800,000 people who are eligible for pension credit but don't get it are helped. Mr. Lewis stated, "Pension credit is a crucial gateway benefit, giving access to a host of other entitlements, and now with the link to the winter fuel payment, it makes it even more important to ensure fewer miss out." Dennis Reed, of campaign group Silver Voices, branded it a targeted attack on those who have devoted their working lives to this nation. He said, "The Chancellor knows that this measure will greatly increase pensioner poverty and that many people who are entitled to pension credit do not claim it. At a time when energy prices are so high, this is a heartless measure. Labour should be ashamed of accepting more Labour votes in the recent election, while hiding their plans to attack pensioner benefits." He accused the government of being disingenuous, stating, "Silver Voices will lead the fight to expose the hypocrisy and cruelty of these measures." Ms. Reeves has ordered the sale of government-owned buildings and a clampdown on excess spending as she accuses the Tories of covering up the dire state of public finances. The Chancellor told MPs that immediate measures will be put in place after an audit found the previous government had overspent by £35 billion, leaving a £22 billion black hole. She promised to set up a new office for value for money which will be tasked with finding savings straight away. The Commons heard a black hole of around £20 billion has been identified. To help tackle this, she will pledge to stamp out unnecessary spending on consultants and instruct officials to dispose of surplus government-owned estates.